Hey everybody, this is Nikki, and today is January 29th, 2014, and I thought a good topic for this video would be the $10 million Bigfoot bounty show that's been airing on Spike TV. For the most part, I think a lot of the Bigfoot community is giving it a big thumbs down. It kind of portrays researchers in a not so pleasant light, I guess you could say. But in my mind, I always had it that it's a TV show, and if it's on TV, then it needs to get ratings, and to get ratings, the network will spin it however they need to make it successful. That being said, I know that there was a lot of researchers out there who went and auditioned for the show and didn't get on for that fact. They would have been probably too serious about the work and wouldn't have caused enough conflict, because any good show has to have some conflict in it. And that's what they did. They chose people and put people together that maybe don't get along so well and can keep people coming back to see the show every week. That's just the nature of a TV show. So, I think people need to just give it a rest. If they don't like the show, don't watch it. It's that simple. Watch whatever else you want to watch. Finding Bigfoot hasn't been that great for me anyway this season. I watch it religiously, but it's getting to be really predictable. And I love hearing the town hall part of it and other people's stories, but then you don't know if it's true or not. So I'm liking it. I'm liking the show with all its faults. You know, the judges, Dean Kane and Dr. Todd Disotell, and the primatologist Natalia, I can't remember her last name, but I think they don't know a whole lot about Bigfooting or Sasquatch at all. I am 100% sure that in each of their fields they are an expert, but when it comes down to Sasquatch, they don't know very much other than what they've been told in their research this last, year or however long they've been filming. But there's been, things said on there that all of us as a community know isn't true, or the possibility isn't true. Recently, Dr. Disotell said something that it was impossible for big Sasquatch to knuckle walk, and we know that they don't know that. Nobody knows that for sure. It is a theory out there that we're trying to prove, and it can't be proven until we have good footage, and the footage can't be proven until we have the DNA from that person. It's this unending cycle that's happening. But the possibility is there that they can carry themselves on their knuckles. And not all the time, but when they need to, I'm sure they can. And those who believe that Bigfoot or Sasquatch come from the ape line somewhere, that is probably more so. But there are those from the other side who are more human, more forest people, that no, they probably can't do that. It could go either way. We don't know. And that's okay, but I think to put out a flat out thing out there on national TV that no, they can't do that, and the primatologist I'm not 100% sure she was um, totally agreed with that. Remember, TV show editing, okay? It could have been some clever editing there that we don't know about. But um, I find it hard to believe that she's been out in the field and wouldn't believe that a larger ape wouldn't do that, especially seeing videos of mountain gorillas doing that. Uh, what mountain gorillas are anywhere from 3 to 500, 600 pounds, and you're not thinking something a little bit bigger than that could still do that and support themselves. So there's definitely some faults. I mean, nothing the contestants bring in is good enough. And right off the bat, the very first episode, the one team that says, well, we knew what everything was, why would we bring back something that we knew what it was? We know what scat that was. That we're not going to bring back moss as hair. We're not going to do these things. They got booted off for not bringing anything in. So that taught a lesson to everybody else. You got to bring something in. Um, so it there's I think if if it runs into a second season, which it probably will, they're going to have to revise some of that logistics part of going through evidence and yeah, I believe that they did judge it on their own and all that part, but um, they have to give. If it was that easy to go out there and get Bigfoot evidence, then this wouldn't even be an issue anymore. We would have already discovered them, right? You can't send a group of people out there in the woods and say, go find Bigfoot and bring me evidence in 4 hours. You can't do that. There are people who have been studying Bigfoot for 50 years. You know, I think they're a little too harsh and too mean during their fireside gathering where they're going through evidence. I think they don't have to be all knowing. Oh, their word is law, because people who watch the show who aren't Bigfooters or who aren't into Bigfoot, they're just watching the show. They're gonna pick up on all that, and then they're gonna take it as fact. Our community, we know what's right and what's wrong because we're out there walking around, learning the signs, knowing what tree X's are. And it can mean a bunch of things. Some people say it's a get out of my area, stop. You're not allowed. Some people say it's a marker to other Bigfoots. Some people say it's a welcoming sign, and it's all going to be different because every area has different types of Bigfoot. I think there are meaner groups that are more solitary and may have small family groups, and I think there are some that have bigger groups that want to be more friendly towards humans, and I think there's some that don't want anything to do with us. They're going to do anything they can to stay away, and so all of that together, it could be anything. But as far as the show, I think people who are watching the show need to be aware that it is a show and they create the drama. You know, it's the way, it's the beast. You know, they know how our community is. I'm sure the researchers did a little bit of work about how we beat each other up, and I wish that could change, but it won't ever change because there are too many people out there who have real big egos, who think they are or know everything about Sasquatch, and that their word is the only word. And those who then there's those who have had the experiences or are habituating their own, have their own Bigfoot in their backyards, and they see them all the time, and they interact with them, and they feed them, and they do this and that. They're a whole other part of this equation. A lot of them don't even come forward with any information because they know as soon as they do, everybody will jump on top of them. Like me, I am the ultimate armchair enthusiast. I do most of my research online, reading books, and yes, I've gone out and I've looked and I've camped and did all that, and I've been out in the forest my whole life camping, and I never had an experience. But I believe they're there, and I do believe somebody sometime is going to come forward with it, good or bad, meaning sadly enough if they get killed hunting wise, or one is found on the side of the road already gone, dead, they'd have to come forward to science. I'm not sure if the government's going to let that happen. I do think there's something to the fact. I think they know they exist, and they're trying to prolong that knowledge coming out as much as they can, because it just brings in a whole new set of problems for the government in regards to preserves and keeping areas for the Bigfoot. You can't corral a Bigfoot, really? No. They go wherever they want to go when they want to go. And they've done quite well up until, now. They're still doing quite well because they're so elusive. They don't need our help, It's us. We want to know them. We want the satisfaction of knowing that they're around. And some people already have that, and I wish I had that, but I don't. So until then, I have to go off of what I've already learned or seen, and it's so hard to believe in what you're seeing online these days because of all the hoaxers. But I have to watch them. I have to watch them because I want it to come straight from them, straight from the hoaxer. I don't want somebody telling me, oh, he did this, and that, and somehow along the line, something gets broken in that translation, and maybe not intentionally, but you don't get the whole story the way it came out originally. So I watch the hoaxers. I watch the people I can't stand to watch, and the videos that make me sick because the emotion is so much. And I watch them because I want to know all of it, everybody, because that's what's fun to me. This is fun, and I've always stated that in all my videos, that I do this because I think it's fun and I have the time to do it. So getting back on topic about this TV show, it's a TV show because Bigfoot is hot right now. Everybody wants to learn more about it. And, Rick Dyer, gotta plug him in here. He has really started to come out on TV, on the news channels and stuff. It's just more publicity. And, yeah, there's no bad publicity. I'm sorry, everybody. If it happened, it's out there. It's getting the word out. And it's already, most people don't believe him because of the postponements and everything. But I always have remained on the fence about all these types of hoaxes until it literally comes out. Yeah, I hoaxed it or whatever. But I don't care either way. That man doesn't decide who I am or what I am or how I decide to research Bigfoot. And it doesn't for any of you guys either. Don't let one individual upset your day. Go on, do your thing. People need to, the Bigfoot community, needs to stop judging people by their cover. I really think that we've gotten really bad about that. And sometimes I'm included in that. And I have to step back and say, you know what, if I don't have something nice to say, I'm not going to say it at all, because that's the way I was raised. And I'm doing that more and more. I'm finding I'm not commenting a lot on a lot of the groups I'm involved in for that fact. I want to be better than the next guy. And that's what I think we should all strive to be. Constructive criticism, yes, that's okay. But when, recently I noticed some people were dishing a friend who, because of the background on his podcast, really? It doesn't matter. That stuff like that, it doesn't matter. And it's okay if somebody makes a mistake. And if they come forward and apologize and do whatever, you should take it for what it's worth. And if they've done it before, who's to say they can't change? I know a smoker who tried to quit smoking 15 times in his life, but the 16th time he quit cold turkey. It can happen. People can change. And we don't let people change because we keep them down. We have a habit of wanting to stay up here and we keep other people down here. And you know what? That's not the way it is in our community because we are on the same level. There are no experts. The book has not been written. It is now just starting to get all the information we need. So things like this TV show and Finding Bigfoot and all of the monsters and mysteries and In Search of, which growing up is what I saw. That's all part of all this gathering. And somewhere along the line it'll all come to a head, and then we'll have facts and books that are supposed to be fact because they've proven it scientifically. And then, things will change. But until then, let people have their opinions. Let them say what they want to say, as long as it's not hurting somebody else. And if they do make a mistake, let them apologize or come forward and say, hey, I made a mistake, I'm sorry. And it's only that person he did it to that should matter. It shouldn't. It's not anybody else's business when something personal happens. Because trust me, I've been in some threads online that they can't change my mind, and they get so frustrated until they leave. But, nasty things come out. I've been told to mind my own business on a thread. On a public thread, I was told to mind my own business. So it can get pretty nasty out there, and I think we're better than that. I think a lot of us are well educated, or have, you don't even have to be educated. You have some common sense to treat people the way you want to be treated. So anyway, that's my rant about the Bigfoot bounty and what it is. It's a show. Take it as a show. Vote for your favorite competitors. I was sad to see Richter and Dax go because I think Richter's hilarious. And Stacy Brown has some good footage. His thermal flare footage, and they want to say it's not real. If it's real or if it's not real, I'm not to say. I'm not. I just take it in. Just take it in. If it is real, wow. If it's not real, keep going on. Who else is in? Dan and Dave. God, I love them. Love them. I hope they stay in as long as they can. Although I was surprised they turned in a rock last week. Kat and Michael. I wish they didn't fight so much, but we'll see what happens. I know I'm missing Matt and Julie and the two gals. Can't remember their name, but it's a show. Let's see who wins. Hopefully they get some money towards their research, and nobody should feel bad about that. Nobody. I think you should be able to make money any way you can in this economy. So more power to them. I wish them all the best of luck. Until then, I'm going to keep on taking in information. I'm going to try to get on any podcast I can to put my opinion forth. I'm going to try to make as many friends as I can. I don't really talk bad about a lot of people. I will tell you if I think your videos and stuff, I'll tell you what I think about them. I'm not going to lie. But that's just my opinion. You know, there's thousands of people out there with their opinions. And it's okay, you know. As long as you don't call me bad names, I won't call you bad names. I won't call you bad names anyway, but that's because it's none of my business. But I hope people really just be nicer to each other, and we can get a lot further. This is going to be a whole new year. You know, the cold weather's kind of dampened a lot of people from going out. There are still some diehards that are out there in the freezing cold. But come spring and summer, I'm looking forward to getting out there some more. Going to be getting some new equipment to go out camping with, and I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm going to take my kids out there for the first time, not on actual hikes, but to the campsite. I want them to start learning already, and that's what I think. What do you guys think? Tell me what you think about the Bigfoot bounty. Big thumbs down or just entertainment? You know? Um, Comment below. Let me know what you think. And keep on squatching.